The Secret of the Cowrie Shells, a Dogon Tale. In the heart of Mali, where the baobab trees stood tall and the red earth stretched for miles, there was a small village known for its grand Dama ceremony. It was a time of drumming, dancing, and most importantly, the wearing of beautifully woven ceremonial garments decorated with cowrie shells. Among the Dogon people of this village lived Sira, a bright and curious little girl who loved watching her grandmother, Maama Oumou, weave the ceremonial garments. Each robe was decorated with rows of smooth white cowrie shells shimmering under the sun. One morning, as Sira sat by her grandmother's loom, she noticed something was different. Maama Oumou, usually full of energy, looked troubled. "The shells," Maama Oumou murmured, running her fingers over the fabric. "They do not sing." Sira tilted her head. "Sing, but Mama, cowrie shells do not make noise." Her grandmother smiled gently. "Ah, but they do. When the shells are truly blessed, they whisper the voices of our ancestors. This year, they are silent." Sira frowned. How could cowrie shells whisper? And why would they stop now? "I will find out what happened," Sira declared. Her grandmother chuckled. "Then you must listen, not just with your ears, but with your heart." Sira set off through the village, determined to understand why the shells had lost their magic. First, she visited the drummers, whose hands danced over the stretched skins of the drums, filling the air with deep, rhythmic beats. "Elder Diarra," she asked, "what makes the Dama ceremony special?" He laughed. "The heartbeat of the village, child. Without the drums, there is no rhythm for the dancers." Sira nodded. The drums were important, but they did not explain the silent shells. Next, she visited the mask carvers, who were carefully chiseling designs into wood, creating the sacred masks worn by the elders. "Elder Kanda, what makes the Dama ceremony special?" He smiled. "The faces of our ancestors. Without the masks, we would not remember where we came from." Sira thought deeply. The drums carried the heartbeat, and the masks carried the past. But what about the cowrie shells? She then visited the women at the dyeing pits, where cloths were dipped into pools of deep indigo and warm ochre. "Auntie Binta, why do we wear the cowrie shells?" Binta placed a gentle hand on Sira's shoulder. "The shells remind us that we are connected to the earth, the water, and each other. Every shell carries a story." At that moment, Sira understood. The cowrie shells did not shine or sing on their own. They carried the spirit of the people. And if the shells were silent, it meant the people were not fully honoring their traditions. That evening, Sira ran back to her grandmother. "Mama, I know why the shells are silent," she exclaimed. "The shells do not carry their own voice. They carry ours, the voices of the drummers, the carvers, the weavers, and the storytellers. If the shells are quiet, it is because we have forgotten to bring everything together." Her grandmother's eyes twinkled. "Ah, little one, you have the mind of an elder." With a knowing smile, Maama Oumou gathered the village. That night, the people came together, not just the elders, but the young ones too. The drummers played as the weavers worked, the carvers whispered blessings into their masks, and the storytellers spoke of the past. As the final robe was lifted, the cowrie shells glowed softly in the moonlight, their voices finally returning. On the day of the Dama ceremony, the elders and dancers wore their ceremonial robes with pride. As they moved, the cowrie shells sang, whispering in harmony with the drum beats and the chants of the people. Sira watched in awe, knowing that the shells had never truly lost their magic. The people had simply needed to honor their traditions together. From that day forward, the village made sure that every Dama ceremony included not just the elders, but everyone, young and old, drummers and dancers, carvers and weavers. Because like the cowrie shells, a village only shines when all its voices come together. A community thrives when every person's contribution is valued. Like the cowrie shells, we all have a voice, and together we create something truly special. The end.